Da 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 da! Breaking news, my friends. Nintendo on the right track, moving forward, and we love to see it. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce, and I got good news to report. It's always good to report good news, and Nintendo making moves with their online expansion pack, adding to the service, and most importantly, developing consistency that I thought was nearly broken. So we're going to talk all about it, but make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy Nintendo doing good stuff. Always a good thing to see, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, Nintendo, they just dropped Banjo Kazooie today on the expansion pack. That's obviously been known. That is not the news. After they do so, we were waiting for them to tweet out what's next, and they didn't. So I was a bit concerned because it's going on like 9 p.m. and nobody knows what's happening next. Well, now we do, and beautifully save Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack before it's met with a terrible fate. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask comes to Nintendo Switch for NSO Expansion Pack members in February. All right, so we did Paper Mario in December, we did Banjo Kazooie here in January, and we're doing Majora's Mask in February. That is a great trifecta, a triforce of really awesome N64 games. Cream of the freaking crop. I know it doesn't make all things better, but it is definitely a better path. And the fact that they have now done this 3 months in a row, I think they're going to do it every month in a row, okay? And we're going to predict what's coming next because they did show us a bunch of games and they're not all there yet, and I think it's quite obvious what is going to come in March. But right now, look, this service has now got Zelda, it's got Paper Mario, it's got Banjo Kazooie, and it starts to feel better. We made a video a couple days ago talking about how $4 a month ain't so bad when you frame it that way. When you look at $50 and say, hey, they've got this huge catalog, they're rolling it out slowly, they only gave us one piece of DLC for a game I might not even own, it sounds pretty bummy. But then you look at it from the side of $4 a month for a subscription service that allows you to play NES, SNES, N64, and Genesis titles with regular editions of top-tier titles that people really are excited about. Maybe it's actually an okay ordeal. I'm feeling better and better about Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, and while I don't think they've reached like the crest of this hump, I think they're still on the upswing. Gosh darn it, it's good that they're on an upswing. They're moving in the right direction. And now we know that their plan is to release one per month. And so let's quickly go over what could come next month. Let me take you back to this right here. They've got this interesting little thingamabob. Where is it? It's like right about here where they show all the different games. It's coming up right here, okay? So obviously there's Banjo Kazooie, there's Majora's Mask, there's Paper Mario, and let's freeze the frame right there. You know what game I think is coming in March? Paper Mario released on December 10th, Banjo Kazooie released on January 20th. They clearly don't have a set date for this, it's just sometime in the month. Majora's Mask could come on February 7th, February 14th, you know, fall in love with the moon if you don't have a significant other, or it could come on February 28th, I don't know. But I bet you in March it's Kirby 64 and the Crystal Shards to help celebrate and promote Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Kirby the Forgotten Land looks freaking amazing, but Kirby 64 did do things a bit differently for Kirby and tried to implement interesting ideas for the Pink Puff back in the 64 era, and I think that makes a lot of sense. But I think they're kind of going also in maybe like the ones fans really want. And that is, I guess, the only dark side of this. Majora's Mask, Paper Mario, Banjo Kazooie, out of this trailer, those are the big ones that players would have been asking for and wanted added. Now it becomes diminishing returns, because the N64 does have some really good first-party titles, but it is a smaller library, and we got a bunch of the big hitters already out there. So while Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack is on the right track, and I think it is building to be a much more worthwhile service, they're coming up a point where you're going to have to do something bigger. You're going to have to do something better. And that's where I hope Nintendo is able to add either Game Boy or add more DLC or add another free game. I was just talking about how Mario 35 was such a cool addition, and they just axed it. They just Goomba stomped it straight off the service for no reason, I guess because Mario's 35th was over. You can't do that with a service that already is lacking in features. A service that desperately needs more value adds. So while it's good that they're on a schedule with the N64 releases, we will quickly approach a time where we need to see the next thing. And I hope that lines up perfectly with the hopeful February Direct where they do unveil what is coming next. What's the other value add you can give us besides one N64 game a month? Because you've done that right. Thumbs up. You're on a schedule. Hallelujah. It's been 5 years. You finally figured it out. But I want to know if Game Boy is coming. I want to know if more DLC is coming. And if there is going to be DLC for Pokemon Legends Arceus or Splatoon 3, those are perfect titles. Even Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Triangle Strategy, perfect titles to add it in. Obviously, the more plentiful the game is, the more likely the DLC appeals to expansion pack owners. So let's prioritize titles that are very popular But let us know. And that is what I love most, is that here at the end of 2021 and beginning of 2022, Nintendo is letting us know. That's an MO that they don't typically adopt, and I really applaud them for it. I know this service isn't perfect. I know the emulation has been shoddy in a lot of cases. I know that we wish they could give us more. But here, today, January 20th, 2022, with Banjo Kazooie releasing and Majora's Mask next month, I feel the best I felt about this service since its announcement. All right, this is it standing in a place where $4 a month feels pretty solid. Now, you tell me if you agree or disagree. Do you think $4 a month is worth what they have on offer, or are you still waiting to see if they do decide to bring something more special? And realistically, the next thing they can bring is Game Boy. I don't think they'll skip over that and go to Game Boy Advance. I mean, in a perfect scenario, they bring both at the same time. But if they do add Game Boy, it is another nostalgic console that has a few gems, right, that people would still want to play or at least go back to, at least touch on. And hopefully, this continues to grow. It's like slow-going Netflix, right? Slowly but surely, this service is acquiring more and more media that you want to sit down and chill with, okay? It shouldn't take this long. It shouldn't happen this way, but this is the way it's happening. And I gotta say, at least they're doing it. And look, for some of you, it won't be enough that they're adding games from eras long past. And if that's the case, I guess the subscription service was never for you. You can grab Nintendo Switch Online for $20, and that is the cheapest of the three, and you can feel good about it. You're done, you have online, you can play your Mario Karts, your Mario Tennis, your Mario Party, all right, you can trade and battle in Pokemon, you can play Splatoon 3, you're good. This service expansion pack is really Nintendo's Netflix. It's really Nintendo's nostalgic Netflix. NNN. That's what they should call it. And I think it might be time to separate those two, like online and then like back catalog. And the problem is that Nintendo gives the back catalog, it's a problem, a curse and a blessing. They give the back catalog at the $20 tier for NES and SNES, and then they're saying $30 extra for N64 and Genesis. And really at this point, the biggest issue I have is the discrepancy in price. They should be closer. And if that means bringing the $50 tier down, then you got to do it, because bringing the $20 tier up would be really sad, and they should not do that. But it's just that difference, and is N64 and Genesis and the rollout of titles, even on a regular basis, is that worth a $30 uptick? And you might look at that and say, no, the N64 library ain't worth it. If it was all the systems and the way it broke down was Switch Online and then nostalgic catalog, I'd say dive in. But the fact that you do get NES and SNES, you can taste that, you can have some of that Nintendo back catalog for $20, it feels still a bit tricky to wholeheartedly recommend the $50. They're getting so close though. They're like one piece of content away, and then I'll say, you know what? Maybe it ain't so bad. But I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Majora's Mask, really cool game. We didn't have much time to talk about Majora's Mask itself. I really loved the redone 3D version on 3DS. This will not be that, but the original game is still cool. It has one of the most unique takes on the Legend of Zelda franchise in the entire franchise, and I love the system at play. It's a bit tricky to grasp at first, but once you get it, man, the whole thing with Termina and the moon crashing down in the 3 days, it's really, really nifty, and I encourage you to check it out. Let me know if you're gonna in the comments down below. Have a fantastic, wonderful day out there. Make sure you're staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, staying positive. And until next time, my friends, thanks a lot for watching. I love you so much. SwitchForce out.